All right, what's going on, everybody? Let's see. Hopefully you guys have good audio. Haven't done this in a while. Thought I would go live here. Some of you may have seen my live on IG over the last hour, so I thought I would go live here to give you guys a little insight on some of the things that I'm doing, some of the things that I've been working on, and sort of go from there. So as we watch, well, as I watch this US 30 market, of course, you guys know this is all that I trade. All right. So I'm going to let a few more people come on in, and let me see if I could somehow somehow make the comments available. I think that I have the comments disabled by default by my own preference on this account. I guess I can't, but that's all right. We'll stick with what we have. So I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes, and then I'll get started. So what I'll do, I'll just go ahead and get started. This is going to be recorded anyway. As the title says, it says US 30 live alerts. Okay, I want to talk about that today, and alongside talking about that, I'm watching the market, making sure that the market is doing what we want it to do. All right, so I want to talk about something new that I'm offering all of my US 30 or my NEC Advantage students. Okay, and that's live alerts. Now I know that a lot of you have reached out to me over the years. You guys have asked me, hey, listen, dude, when are you going to offer, or do you offer a way where we can actually trade on the same setups that you're trading on? And while I always stood against that, in a sense, simply because I feel like doing so, it would attract people who are only after a signal, although it's an alert. So what I've decided to do, okay, I've decided to do it with a little twist, okay? What I've decided to do, and what I've been doing over the last 2-3 weeks, is every trade setup that I get in on, I'm offering to my students. I have a number of, you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know I've been putting out content there, pumping content out over there religiously. And so what I've done is I put out every video, every alert that I put out to my students, I've put it on Instagram, and I decided to just go ahead and put that information over here as well, because I realized there's a need for people to see exactly how to trade, to see exactly, okay, dude, I see you're killing the market, but share it with us, like show us what it is that you're doing. So this is what I've decided to do. One, I believe that doing this is going to build confidence between you and I. All right. I believe that there are a lot of people online sharing their success stories with trading Forex or trading the US 30. There are a ton of people who are turning mentor, want to share. Listen, I know how to trade. I had a great run. This is what I'm doing. Let me give back and share with others on my journey and show them how I've found success. So what I want to do is I want to, unlike being just in that group of folks who are offering this type of training, I want to stand out. I want people to say, okay, no, this dude right here, he's providing these alerts, and yeah, I want to stand out. I want to be the unorthodox Forex trader, as I usually call myself. And what I like to do is I like to, what I want to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that that basically I'm standing out. I'm providing my students with insight on the market. Unlike your traditional signal where people, they say, listen, I don't want to learn how to trade. Let me just sign up for this signal service and be done with it. Tell you guys a true story. And many of you can actually attest to this. I had a gentleman reach out to me over the last week. He was actually a student of mine before. He had, I believe it wasn't the right time for him to actually join. I think he had a lot of stuff going on. He joined, and he found himself purchasing signals, and he wound up he blew his account, couple accounts. And what it is what we have to remember is that when you receive a signal, and no offense to those who provide signal services, I mean, I believe that it can be a good thing. But one thing that I pride myself on is, if I'm going to provide a service, I have to provide a complete service. I'm already training folks to trade on the Forex market, but here with the live alerts that I'm giving my US 30 students, I'm going to give you insight on, when I get into the market, you're going to know whatever setup that I'm looking at getting in on, I'm giving that setup to you. I'm going to explain to you exactly why I'm anticipating the market going up, why I'm expecting the market to go down. That way you can sit back and you could take, some time to yourself and look at the market based on all these different setups. Like, I've been giving out these setups over the last 2-3 weeks. And now my students, they have a compilation of different setups that I've given them. And they can say, you know what? I see with this setup, it did this. I see why it got in. And let me go to the next one. Okay, I see. And when you look at all of them, you start to sit back and start to say, you know what? I see why he's getting in. And now you're able to realize what it is that I'm doing on your own time. Now, I'm still training you, but at least now you have an opportunity to trade on the market and actually earn while you're learning. But it's not just you're trading on the market, you're earning while you're learning. I'm actually walking you through the trade setup itself. I'm not just telling you, hey, listen, trade this market down as a traditional signal service would do. This is your stop loss. This is your take profit. I'm not doing that. I'm not even telling you when to get in. See, because I'm training you, you already know when to get in. So I'm just alerting you that, hey, listen, this is a setup. Go check out the US 30 right now. The US 30 right now is setting up. This is what I'm looking at. This is why the market should go up. And you know what? If the market chooses to go down, expect the market to go down here. If the market goes up, expect it to go up to here. You could take profit, at this place, that place. When I say take profit, I'm not saying using a take profit, so to speak. I don't use it, never use it. I don't use stop loss. It's simply you're only trading on the US 30 because of how volatile it is if you can trade on the market. Like, I'm literally sitting here trading on the market. I'm sitting here and I'm watching the market. I'm not going to open up trades and go take a shower and go run to the store. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to watch the trades. All right. So this is what we want to make sure, like, this is what I'm doing to make sure that my students are learning. All right. I'm building that trust, that confidence within my students. The whole rapport between student mentor, the confidence building is happening when I do this. Not only that, I'm giving my students a way to build confidence in their training. I mean, in their, within their trading itself. All right. It's not just about building confidence with the student. I want you to build confidence with your trading. You go into the market now. You saw I've given you a number of setups over the last couple of weeks, and you're looking at, okay, what are the conditions that each setup was under? Let me see if I can find a similarity between all of them. Oh, I see what the market was doing. Now you go back to the charts. Based on what I've shown you that I'm trading all the time, you're going to do the same thing. So that builds your confidence in what you can see. All right. So I'm actually bringing you to the water, and I'm actually showing you how to fish. All right. I'm bringing you to the water. I'm actually showing you how to fish, and I'm showing you different ways to actually fish. Not just, okay, just go and do this. No. I'm showing you multiple ways on how to fish. I'm showing you, well, look, on this day, we have this setup. You know, it was rainy outside. Okay, it was just thundering. It was, 9 o'clock, whatever it may have been. I'm showing you different ways to actually get to the goal of making money. All right. So basically, what I'm telling you guys is this. I know that this is gonna be huge. And the reason how I know this is because as soon as I start putting out the videos on this, of course, on IG, a ton of people been joining, a ton of people been hitting me up about learning more about it. When I put out the videos the other day on part one, well, alert 1, alert 2 on the other day, what we had on the other day, a number of people hit me up from YouTube alone. All right. So I know that with many people watching the videos, people are becoming aware, okay, this guy, he turned it up a notch. Okay. Perhaps this is the missing link that we've all needed. And I don't know why I never thought about doing this. Honestly, I don't know why I never thought about, well, I know why, but I think that had I thought about this a long time ago, we wouldn't be talking now. I think we would have already had this thing done. One thing was certain is this. When many of us trade on the market, okay, not all the time are you going to go to the market with, and I totally get it. You may not go to the market with full confidence. It's so important that when we're trading on the market, it's so important that we know what's going on. All right. I'm one, I believe totally in showing you why, the reason why. I don't want to just tell you go get into the market right now. You need to know why the market is expected to go up. You need to know why I'm expecting it to go down. So I believe with this implementation, with my continued, with me continuing to implement this practice, it's showing a difference. It's showing a difference. I spoke with a current student today, and I asked him about, hey, listen, are the alerts helping you? How's the training? And he had nothing but good things to say about it. We had training, like I told you guys, I set up training. We normally have training just before the markets open on Sundays. And on Sunday, we had training, and I had explained to my students why I was expecting the US 30 to go up. And the market went up. It even went down technically yesterday, and it went back up, and it closed out bullish for the day. And this is all because of what I saw in the market when the markets were closed. It's by far, I guess my way of setting my students up for success is what I feel is needed. There are too many people who are just, okay, I want to be a mentor. I'm just going to give you this training material. Fine, you just go study the material. I'm going to offer a signal service. Easy way to make some money. And I totally get it, but there's something that I believe in. I believe in repeatability. If you don't have a system, if you don't have structure, if there's no discipline, you have chaos. Okay? You literally have chaos. If you can't go to the market and assess what the market is doing in an instant and confidently say, you know what? I know the market is going up. Know what I know is going down. If you sitting there like, man, what in the world is this market doing? Like, it's okay if you don't know at the moment, but I want to build the confidence within my students so that they could say, you know what? I'm trading on the most volatile instrument in the market, and I'm able to murder the market at will. And you be like me, where I don't want to trade on the Eurozars. I don't want to trade on the pesos, the GBP JPYs, and the GBP NZDs. I don't want to trade on those because the return is not the same as the US 30. Even when I look at all of the different indices, they don't match. Nothing is killing it like the US 30. You may have some runner-ups, but pound for pound, the US 30 is giving it to them, showing them. All right. So my thing is, if I continue, I know by continuing to do this, by continuing to do this, more and more people want to catch on. More, I'm impacting a broader space. There are more people who are becoming, okay, you know what? Why have I been studying on these pairs when I could have been studying on the US 30 and learning why, you know, the market should be going up or down, you know, from this guy. So that's really what it's about. You know, essentially that's what I want. I want for everyone to learn how to trade. You know, that's just what it is. That's what it is. Let me think if there's anything else that I wanted to mention to you guys. I do have a whole list of different setups that I've given my students. I've had someone, I think Chris, let me see who this was. I'm not going to give out any personal information, but I think the gentleman's name was Chris. Let me see. I actually know Thomas. I don't know where I got Chris from. Thomas reached out to me, and he wanted to know. What did he say? He wanted to know exactly how many setups do I provide my students. So I want you guys to know this, and this is just like one thing that I believe in is not selling you on anything in terms of like overhyping what it is. Like it is what it is. Like I'm going to provide these alerts for everyone who's a student of the Industry Advantage membership. I'm providing the alerts when I find the setup. I'm going to give you all the setup. I'm going to tell you why, you know, provided I have the time to do so. Sometimes I don't have the time to create the blast to everyone. Sometimes it may be a thing where, you know what, shucks, this thing is setting up. I don't have the time. Let me just get in, boom. And then I'll just watch it and wait for the market to set up again. And then I'll then provide them with the next setup. So just know, I'm saying that to say this, I can't provide a setup every moment of the day. You know, the most setups that I've had in one day were 3 setups. 3 setups, but there are times where I'll find a setup and I'll provide you with updates. And sometimes it may be 2 or 3 updates after the initial alert. So if I see the market, if I'm anticipating the market to go down, the market goes down, does whatever, and then I see that there's a slight change in the current, I may send you an important update. Oh, I see what they're doing. Okay, let me send this to everyone, let them know what it is that I see, because it could play a part. It could be detrimental in where the market goes from here. There are times where we may expect the market to go up or go down. It may go up where if you've gotten in, you may be in the trade and the market may not go up as far as we had anticipated. I'll send out another alert. I say, hey, listen, check this level, watch out for this. And then if the market respects this area, then what you want to do is you want to anticipate the move in the opposite direction. This is our target. This is what we're looking for, but make sure you follow the strategy for entry. At the end of the day, it's about you comprehending the strategy. I'm leading you to the water, but you have to put it together. So it's important that we get inside of our members area and we cram. It's important that you take full responsibility over your training. You know, you pay for your training, you get started, you're entered into the members area, you go through the course material. If you need help with realizing, okay, what do I do first? Perhaps you're new to Forex and you got to get that US 30. I'm going to tell you, and I'll tell everyone this, say, listen, I don't always advise you to start with the US 30 first. However, you're a grown man, you're a grown woman, you can do whatever you want. If you want to start with the US 30 first, if you want to start with the US 30 membership first, you can do that. because you still have access to the corner of the market membership where you learn scalping. You have access to the millionaire combo membership where you learn long term. You have access to, of course, the Soto and Easy Forex membership, our base membership. So you have access to every membership, all the material dated back 7 years, 7, 8 years, everything. So even if you have access to that course, you still have access to the base material, our foundation material, the perfect entry strategy, the stay in your trade strategy, visual price action, all right? Forever discipline, okay? How to trade the news, all right? All of these different strategies, all of these different concepts, you have access to that basic level material that's really is really the core of how to trade. It's just as you start graduating up to the millionaire combo, now you can see the market in its entirety. When you graduate to our corner of the market, now you get to learn how to actually scalp on the market. Something that I really stand against learning that first. I believe you should see the market from a big picture perspective first, and then you learn how to scalp. Because my thing is, if you can stand over a city like New York City, and you can look down on New York City, and you can see all of the different blocks, all the streets, you can see the fire trucks coming, the police coming, you can see the traffic jams. You know, unfortunately, when you're on the street level, you can't see all that. You can't see that if you go up 2 city blocks, hook a right, that there's traffic forming. There's a backup in traffic. There's a car on fire. You can't see that. But you can see that when you're taking an aerial view approach to it, long term. So if you know the long term, you should be able to see your way out when you're on the street. You know how to navigate. Okay, I need to go up to here, then I need to hook a right, hook immediate left, go down the block, go down the alley, hop over the fence, do whatever you got to do. Like, so everything works hand in hand. All right. So basically you have the option on what membership you join. But if you join the NSC Advantage, you have access to everything else. I always suggest that you master the perfect entry strategy. You master the stay in your trade strategy. You become familiar with the money management rules that we follow. You become familiar with visual price action. You become familiar with price action. Most people, they know, oh man, I know price action. I don't need to watch them videos. I know price action. Okay, it's great. You know what an engulfing candle is, what a bullish harami is, what a doji is. That's great. But what happens when you have a gravestone doji, and then you have, you know, the market may have gapped up before then. You have I don't know, a doji. You have all types of weird candles all in one area. What happens how do you read that? That's where a lot of people, they become lost. So the visual price action is my way of illustrating, showing you through illustration, this is what you can expect out of the market. So all of this together is what the base membership is comprised of. But when you get over to the US 30, I expect you to have a solid comprehension of many aspects of the base membership, because that's what's going to help you get to the heights of profit much faster when you're trading US 30. All right. So I want you guys to know that this is a well thought out plan. It's not in any way, it's not set up to make you fail. Okay. So this is, like I said, this is my way of helping you build confidence in me. Because I could be the perfect stranger. You could be sitting here watching me right now like, I've never seen this dude before. He's talking Forex, US 30. I've heard of it. People make a lot of money. I see a whole bunch of videos on it, but who is this guy? So if that's you, this is my way of, okay, let's become familiar with this guy, what he's doing. You know, check my rap sheet, see how long I've been in existence, see exactly what I have going on, see all the alerts that I put out over the years and how they've been very successful. And now when you put that together with what I'm doing now with the US 30, there's a reason why I only trade the US 30. All right, so all in a nutshell, what I wanted to tell you guys tonight is about the US 30 live alerts that I'm offering my students now. It is phenomenal. It is one that that's going to make the difference in, I think, many, it's going to make the difference for many traders. It will. It is. So I'm definitely excited about it. There's a whole lot of traction already, a whole lot of people who are looking at it, and they're like, you know what, this guy, he has my interest. So you guys going to see, even today, let me see, I think I gave out 2 alerts today. Let me see, where's my, okay, here we go. Let's see, move this over here. All right, so I gave out, so we had a NSC Advantage Live Alert Insight number 3. So I gave out 3 insights today. And I think I gave out, let's see campaigns. Is that an update number 1, an insight number 1, insight, actually no, I believe it was actually 2 insights. I labeled this one wrong. So we had 1 insight, then we had an update to the first insight, then we had a second insight, okay? And like I said, sometimes I'll put out an insight, and if there's a slight change or even a major change in the market, I will update you guys by giving you the update, insight. And that way we're always making the best strides for the market, all right? So let me think if there's anything else. Let me see. I will say this, and this is what really motivated my decision to do this. I talk to a lot of people all the time about trading, get a bunch of calls. I talked to someone, I think it may have been like 2 weeks ago. And this woman, she was telling me how she had been trading on the market, and she basically gave up. And, I thought back and I said, I remember when I kept struggling on the market, and I was real close to giving up. I probably gave up in a sense. I gave up on trading, but I always looked at the market. So I really didn't give up. Physically, I was sort of the physical side of putting in the trade, I sort of gave up. I put that on pause, but I continued to analyze the charts. If you become overwhelmed with the market because of your losses, that's not a sign of giving up. That's not a sign that this is not good for you. Now, rightfully so, trading is not for everybody. But if you feel in your core that, you know what, this is what I'm supposed to do this, then God dang it, go after it. All right? Do not be the person to say, you know what, I tried it, I failed, let me go find something else. I tried it, I failed, I'm just going to keep working my 9 to 5. Whatever it is that floats your boat, that's cool. But let me tell you this, if you feel like trading is what will make your situation better, go after it. But you have to do it methodically. You have to do it in a way where it makes sense. You can't want to be a full-time trader, but do not want to listen to the rules on how to trade. You can't do it. It doesn't make sense. We don't do that. If you're going to be a full-time trader, you have to listen to the rules. You have to follow the rules. Like I tell my students all the time, I say, listen, we're in training. I say, listen, and I know a lot of you here, you guys are students, but I tell my students, I say, listen, if we're in on a live training and I ask a question and I feel like the response isn't what I want, or I feel like people aren't providing enough, like just being vocal enough about what it is that maybe they have issues or answering a certain question. So listen, if I ask a question, then it deserves an answer. If you're not going to answer a simple question, if you're not going to say, hey, this is the answer, if you're not going to type in your answer, then it's almost like if you're sitting here and you're struggling with trading, what are you going to sit there and don't say nothing? If I ask you if I see that I have 200 people on the session, and I ask a question, but there's only 87 people who are responding. I'll say like half of the people are responding. I'm taking issue with it. Because if I know that if I know that you're one of those students who have emailed me saying, hey, listen, I'm struggling with this, and you're sitting in on training, and I consciously went over a topic that I know that I can recall you asked about, and you're not responding, you're not, yes, it makes sense, no, it doesn't make sense, I take issue with that because I'm your mentor. You're supposed to tell me, Mr. Scott, I don't get it. That way I can find another way to break it down. So I'm saying all that to say this. Don't be that student who pay for training, but yet decide not to follow the rules. This is your life. Just like I decided to train folks on the Forex market. I could be doing other things. I chose to do this, so I can't complain about what comes with it. All right? If you decide, whether you come through my training camp, you go with this company, that company, whatever it may be, when you decide to commit yourself to be trained, make sure that you're doing the training. All right? You have an obligation. You owe it to yourself. You're paying your money. You owe it to yourself to be properly trained. All right? That's the bottom line. We have to do this. And I take offense to that. I seriously do, because I'm passionate. I'm finding ways to create the opportunity. I'm finding ways to navigate through the maze of confusion. You know, there's a lot of confusion in trading the market because there's a lot of people just saying, whatever, I'm just going to give them this, whatever. And then there's a lot of people who just, everybody wants to be a mentor, but there's not a lot of people who are, and this is not to point out anyone, this is just, my belief. I believe that there's just a lot of people who are putting out content and it's just regurgitated. It's not, it's like, where's the passion? You gotta have passion. Unfortunately, and this is a whole nother conversation here. Unfortunately, with social media, there's such a huge market for social media to become successful with just putting out content. We forget about the whole purpose of like the core of it. For instance, I've had a ton of people, and no offense to anyone who's a part of any company that does this, but there are a ton of people who are a part of multi-level marketing Forex companies. We all know that. I've trained hundreds of folks who have been with different multi-level marketing Forex companies. Unfortunately, a lot of people within those companies, their focus is not to learn or to teach people how to trade on the market. Their focus is to build revenue through what? Through inviting people to the opportunity. So no one is, if you have more people who's focused on the invite rather than showing people exactly how to trade, you get more people who are losing. That's just what it is. So I believe that because now that's just one piece of, I feel, of what the issue is. There are a ton of other things. People have their own personal issues, lack of patience, lack of discipline, lack of resources. People may not really be cut out for trading itself. People may not be at the skill level to really trade on the market. They may not have the time to trade. As much as as much of a good person this person is, they're hammered by the lifestyle. They have to work 10 hours a day. They're in traffic for 2 hours a day. They have to come home, take care of the kids, leave little time for sleep, little time for fun, little time for play, little time to grow outside of your 9 to 5. You're stuck in that cycle. working a 9 to 5. You're stuck in that cycle. It's hard to get out. It's hard to get away from it. I totally get it. But we have the option. When we say, you know what, on today, I'm going to learn how to trade today. I'm going to learn how to put away. I'm going to put away all the stuff that I've been doing wrong, all of the choices that I made wrong in the market. I'm going to put that away because I see that when I look at my journey, I've been doing it my way, and this is what I've been receiving. So I need to change what I've been doing. I need to change something and realize a different way to do it and see if that becomes, a better outcome for me and my family. So all that is because of bad habits. So right now, what I urge you all to do, decide within yourself, I'm going to make a change. I'm losing on the market. Excuse me. You have to realize where your flaws are in order to, first you have to admit that you have an issue with trading. You have to admit it. Do you have an issue? No, I'm good. Okay, so what are you doing in the market? You have to admit that you have an issue. When you realize the issue, you may not even know why. You may not even know what the issue is, but if you know, and this is what I have to do sometimes to students, I have to talk to them and realize, okay, what is it that this person knows? And we get on the phone and I start asking certain questions, probing questions to see their intellect, to see, okay, this person doesn't know how to get into the market. If I hear them saying, yeah, I go from this time frame to that time frame, I say, okay, I see that's a problem. You're jumping around. All right? Because all you have to do is just stick with one time frame. Okay, what time frame? That's totally up to you. But what time frame is based on what your goal? What is it that you're trying to do? Because every time frame has a different what? A different frequency. Okay? So when you get aligned with a certain frequency, stick with that frequency. Don't go jumping around. Stick with it. When you decide, I'm gonna go from this time frame to that time frame, back to this time frame. Oh, something's not working. I'm gonna go to this time frame. You're forcing a trade. You go from one time frame to the next to this. You don't see something on one, you go to the next one, and now you're trying to find a reason why. Because in your mind, your thinking is the market should go up, and you're gonna keep looking for something until you get enough of little reasons why in your mind it should go up. And then you're going to see something that's going to take you overboard. Now you're getting into the market. Now you realize, oh, snap, it's not going up, it's going down. So now you're going to blow that account. You're going to lose on that account. You're never really learning because the habit that you've established, that you've followed over the years is just jumping around. We have to find a new way, a new method. And it starts with being trained properly. All right. Someone, like I said, who you can trust. All right. Someone that you have confidence in. Someone with the track record. All right. Someone who can display consistency in whatever it is that you may have issues with on your own. You need to find consistency with someone who could show you a better way. And once you, like I said, it's anyone. You can call Mark Zuckerberg. He might be able to help you out. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just saying. But you need to find someone who can get you out of the rut that you're in, and you need to stick with that person. Don't jump around. If your thing is just jumping around, constantly jumping around, you'll never really make any headway. Because you never really you're not allowing yourself to grow. You're constantly just, when one trade goes wrong, it's not the end of the world. First of all, if you don't know how to trade, why are you trading live? You should not be trading live if you do not know how to trade. Why are you gambling? If you want to gamble, go to the casino. All right? Go to the casino to gamble. Don't do it on these markets. This right here will hurt your feelings. All right? It will. It'll hurt your feelings. So we have to make sure we remember that. And this is pretty much what I wanted to tell you guys. I probably went a little too far, but it's just a passion. I care about making sure that my students, that those who support my channel, for those who support me, I care about you guys having a different perspective. Just because you don't share the same idea, just because you may not agree with everything that I say, it doesn't mean that you can't learn. Okay, so with that being said, as I tell you guys all the time in all of my videos, have nothing short of a fantastic day. Remember, stay healthy, stay safe, and as always, remember to stay prayed during the times we live in. I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, peace and blessings to each and every one of you. You guys have nothing short of a fantastic day. All right, peace, everyone.